Hello guys, I hope you're great today. Today I'm here to show you some basics about blending. And so first of all, let me say that it's very important to know what you are using. I know many people are iPad users, therefore keep in mind that iPad and iPad Pro are extremely different when it comes to the final result that you get. I had both iPad and iPad. This one is an iPad Pro, and I can tell you that I had a hard time working on an iPad. Working with Procreate. The colors were absolutely off and I had to change into an iPad Pro. But having said that, today I'm going to show you how to blend. At first, I'm gonna show the way I blend in the easiest way to the most complicated way. Actually, nothing is complicated if you're willing to practice. It's just about practice. Blending is a lot about control. Okay, let's start, right? Okay, so let me put my glove on. I always forget. Okay, so I'll draw this big red dot. It's not perfect, as you can see. Let's make it a bit. Okay, this is better. Not really, but okay. When we blend, actually, I'll work on one layer, okay? When we blend, what we have to choose very wisely are a couple of things. First of all, we have to choose the brush that we want to use to, give some color. In this case, I have the hairbrush, and you see that with the hairbrush, I don't even need to blend. You already have a transition from the light red to the dark red. It's not so dark, but anyway, just to show you. I can go on with the basic brush. I have it here, has a basic brush, but this is an actual standard airbrush, okay? What you want to keep in mind is it's very important that you choose very wisely the size of your brush, depending on what you are going to blend. So if my brush is so little, I'm gonna use more and more strokes of color that are going to create many strokes of color, which is not bad, but this just complicates our lives. What we want is an easier result with less work. So what we can do is we can make our color brush a bit bigger, okay, and then give more color. The same concept applies to the blending tool that we are using. This is the one I'm using now, and I honestly only remember that I took it from Gumroad. Right now, I don't remember who was selling this brush. I hope I can find the seller. The same applies to the blending, okay? And it's very important to control the blending tool, okay? So in order to have a good transition and your blending to be, seamless, right? You have to control your brush very, very wisely. Okay, let's add another darker layer to our red dot. What I do usually to blend in a seamless way to obtain a transition that does not show any patchy, patchy textures is I move in circle like this. You see? You can even keep your pen from the end. You can keep the Apple Pencil to the from the hand like this, and you're going to obtain an even more delicate strokes. It doesn't matter. You can hold your pen and your fingers the way you want, but you have to be delicate, okay? Just go in a round motion, and this will probably cancel all the possible patchy strokes that you may have, because I'll show you. This is what you obtain when you work in circles. Look. And remember, don't push on your illustration. Don't go like this, because if you push too much, here you have the patchy textures, and you don't want this. Instead, what you want is a very soft transition between one color and the other one. Therefore, this is very important. Be very gentle, be very delicate, and go into a circular motion. Okay, like this. Okay, very easy. Now, the thing is, this is a very simple object. The difficult part comes when you are trying to blend something else, a different object. Let's see what happens when the object is a complex object, okay? This was very easy, you know? So once again, the ball experiment is the ball experiment. It may sound a bit wrong, you know? Okay. The dot experiment is very useful for practice. This is something that I made in a sequence when I had my class in color theory. And if you really want to practice your blending, which is all about the control you have on your brush and on your hand, this is something you want to practice. Oh, Jesus. No. Okay. And this is my first part on blending. Now let's see what happens with complex object, okay? Okay, so now you see here I have the little gingerbread man I have in my latest Christmas collection. I want you to focus only on this area, this beige area. We will see how we can add color and then blend on this object, which we could say is a complex object. Is not so complex because it's very rounded. Therefore, we could replicate the airbrush the airbrush trick that we already did with the red ball. But however, we will see, I like to use a clipping mask and choose a color which is a tiny bit darker than the one I used as a flat color. And this is something you should remember as an advice from my own experience. When you choose a darker color, you shouldn't go like this. You shouldn't go like this. You only pick your base color, and what you want to do is pick your color by operating a little leaning curve like this and choosing a darker shade. However, this will go for another time, for another tutorial. Okay, now we have a range of different tools. We can have the basic brush, the airbrush, that can allow us to avoid using the blending tool, because it creates a good transition by itself if you are delicate enough to use it with your hand. It's all about the control, remember. Then we have other kind of brush where we can you know, we can choose other kind of brushes. In this case, which are different from the airbrush and can leave a more rough stroke of color, like this one, which is my favorite one. In this case, when I use this, this one is from Gumroad as well, from Ergo Josh. Yeah, he's great. I will pick my blending tool because I want some part to be blended, and always with a delicate hand, I will go and blend only some part of the stroke of color, not everything, because what I want is to have some sort of definition. Now, this hard shadow here is going to be act like a suggestion that this object has some volume. I will show you the same kind of shadow here with all soft blending, and you will see this object will look well blended but flat. Look at that. Let me choose a shorter size. Look at this. And this is something I don't really like. Okay. I can show you that if I work it even more, the gingerbread man will have a bit more volume, which is not so bad. Okay? You can add as many layers of color you want. And then go blending. As you can see, I only blend a very tiny bit of the stroke of color that I gave. Okay. Then, if I want to add a little bit of a splash of color, I can take my airbrush and just pass it very gently. You can see there is much more definition over here than over here. I didn't blend this side, but I will now. And if I go and blend everything, can you see the difference? I have a little bit of definition here from my left side, and I have a good transition on my right side, but I didn't give any perception of volume. This is why you shouldn't blend every part of the stroke of color that you are giving to the object, okay? I will complete the head as well. With a very hard touch of brush, and I will blend. Okay. I think I could do better with some more definition. Even, okay. Can you see that I only will blend some part of the color strokes that I'm giving. Usually the final part, not in the middle. And this is it. Then I can give some shininess very lightly. I use a screen mode and a lighter shade. This is very optional and it's totally up to you. Okay, it's just to offer you a final version of the object, but basically this is it. And if you have more questions, please do not hesitate to ask me anything you want in the comment section below. I'd like to add more instruction and information about blending in more videos, and I don't know if you really like to know more, just let me know in the comments down below and I will be more than happy to show the way that I work. And if this is helpful for you, that's amazing. Okay, thank you guys for watching the video. Bye.